Oh my gosh,
Let's do
man!
that.
They
Even
both
though
dropping the ball with the division. Both of them.
No,
I've
they're
been
not.
saying this forever.
No,
If
they're
it's
not.
not surrounded around the 4 horsewomen, the storylines be dumb trash.
Jabba Tears podcast. We hold it down. They know what's now.
I really thought you was gonna go in.
Oh shoot, my bad. I was
No,
just like
I
no,
looked dead at you. Like
no. Because in my head, I ready to say Jobber Nation, but you said that you threw me off.
No, but I was when you say that it cues me to go in. So that's how I was.
I mean, listen, man, we get it right
It's
next
all
year, man.
Jobber Nation, welcome to another episode of the Jabba Tears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins, who is actually in studio, and Mrblacc. We are having our snow day version of the Jabba Tears podcast. So some of us are home, some of us are in studio, but we're all here together. What are you drinking?
Can you stop slurping on the mic? Like,
Oh.
what the fuck? Stop.
Oh.
The fuck? Take it away from the mic if you're gonna drink.
All right, you dragging it now. Relax.
Damn.
What are you drinking?
Eggnog.
Ew. Really?
I love eggnog.
Oh. Is it spiked? Wow. True to
But
yourself.
yeah.
Anyway, before we do jump into some wrestling talk, what's anything new you this week, guys? That's been going on that you've been watching. You know, we've been in and out of trying to figure out how we were gonna end this year off. So this episode we're gonna do a little bit of our top 5 of the year. We're gonna talk about wrestling this week and amongst other things. So Mrblacc, anything new this week?
No.
No.
Someone
Okay.
said that you like white man coquito. I mean, I like eggnog. That's my ish right there. Coquito, eggnog, same thing to me.
It's too milky for me. I don't like it. All right. So Wilkins, anything new this week?
Nah, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. All right. I'm trying to think if I watched. We watched some weird shit.
Oh,
last...
no, wait,
I
hold
didn't
on.
watch it.
I watched that new Black People Christmas movie.
There's a lot of Black people Christmas movies.
No. It's called like Jingle Jingle or
the Jingle was the Jingle Jangle on Netflix.
Yo, did you see it?
No, I've heard of it though.
All I gotta say is that is a new classic I gotta add to my collection. Because every year I watch Coming to America, Home Alone 1 and 2, and A Christmas Story. I watch that every year.
Today, they have put out today. I seen it in the Jabba Tears chat, but they posted pictures of Coming to America 2.
Yo,
which is going to be
looking at that. I was
which
just
is gonna be
looking at
coming
that.
out March of 2021
I'm
on
looking
Amazon
forward to
Prime.
that. But yo, Jingle Jingle, watch that. When I say that is like, it's the best Christmas movie that I've seen. Yo, that's all I gotta say. Like, I don't hype up a lot of movies. Trust me, I'm telling you, you're gonna like it.
I'm trying to think anything new this week. No, we between watching an ID like every other night.
Yo, ID son, woo! That and the what's the other channel? Dang son, it's the Home Improvement channel or the
I like Food Network. I can do
your facts, man versus food. Oh man. Yo, that's the best place to find some good restaurants around the country. Watching those shows, yeah.
Jess had Will Starting. She just had when we went down to New Orleans. She begged us to go to this spot she saw on Food Network. It was ridiculous. But anyway,
was it good?
Yeah. I love New Orleans, and
I came in for the titty.
Food is.
I came in for the titty sucking conversation. What?
Who's sucking titties? No, but shout outs actually to Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc for posting an old archive clip of our like earlier days of our podcast with me wilding out. Apparently, yo, it was crazy because I didn't know what everybody was talking about.
Why don't you? Why won't you?
Anywho, let's jump into the topics this week. Let's start off with NXT India, which should be really, really interesting. I think they're beginning to production or things like that are starting up so that it'll be on the network at the top of 2021. So I saw the poster of it, and Jinder Mahal is dead smack in the middle of it. So what are your thoughts on them actually expanding? And they've been working on expanding to like India, which was the whole like, Saudi thing, and creeping into that and getting talent from different parts of the world. So real quick, guys, what are your thoughts on this new brand of NXT coming to the WWE network?
I'm not surprised. You just try to culminate to having the best of the best talent. India has been a very big market. Even TNA was trying to set something up, something called Rinkating, and they had a championship tag team. They had a lot of good. They had a couple people over there. So there's always been a big market for American wrestling companies to try to like get a foothold into it. So for a marketing standpoint, it is good, but it also kills the local business. WWE is the Walmart to the wrestling world. So it's a good and a bad, because it's kind of like, dang. But if you want to look at it more in a sense in a capitalist way, it's kind of bring attention to that sport is we need training schools. So it's a way to pay the local dude like, if you have a training school outside of here, yo, we could actually use you for something. So it's kind of going to be like a good working relationship if WWE, that's their mindset, to work with the local people over there. But who knows how they think. But in a grand scheme, it's good, and I don't have much to say.
All right, Sir Wilkins, your thoughts on NXT India?
NXT India is a phenomenal idea, and their market is absolutely one of the biggest in the world when it comes to wrestling fans. It might be second to America, or might be more. I do a weekly show with Wrestling Singh. He's over there in India. So we talk about all the time how huge the Indian market is. They don't have much wrestling there, to be honest. They don't have much wrestling there for the most part. So when it comes to WWE moving over, they aren't the Walmart they aren't the Walmart. When it comes to that, it's more about they've always had that market. That market's always been there. So now they're trying to expand even more and put a foothold in there. It's like you have a bunch of fans already in India. Why not do stuff in India?
Yeah, but Jack like that. India don't have like schools and
they have very small schools, very small federations. The only one that's really running out of that's even popular is what's his name?
Great Khali.
Great Khali School, and he works with WWE when it comes to stuff. So it isn't like it's like they're coming in there like colonizers. In some ways, you can argue that, but for the most part, they're actually working with them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, because the market's already there, and they've always had a huge Indian fan base. Then now they're using it.
Do you think this gives them the opportunity to? You remember how I think it was maybe 2 years ago where they did like the Worlds Collide thing, Royal Rumble weekend, where they had like NXT versus NXT.
Yeah, I remember that. It gives them a huge opportunity to do so many things. It's crossover possibilities. It's marketing possibilities of where like, we can up from a business standpoint. This ups their stock value because now you're even more of a global powerhouse. That's the thing. It ups their stock. It shows global dominance in the business. And I would even say WWE is Walmart. WWE is McDonald's, bro. That's what it is. WWE, and I'm going to tell you why it's McDonald's before you go off. Because their style of wrestling is the same way when we work at McDonald's. Every McDonald's in the world makes the burger the same way for the most part. They may add a little spice to it, but they make it the same way. And they're trying to expand their type of wrestling across the world. And that's the biggest thing that they're trying to do is capitalize and show how the world dominance of who they are. Because at the end of the day, when they said it, when they spoke at their last like business meeting, when they had their huge presentation, they said WWE is a global is a global company. And when you're a global company, any company you ever work for, I've worked for smaller companies that always look to expand. That's literally what it is. It's the name of the game. Quickly to expand.
Which I think it's fair. I think it's interesting to see what they'll do. But I'm kind of like, Bruce had a question with Great Khali and gender being such a pivotal part. Do you think they'll finally get their flowers?
The Great Khali Ben got his flowers.
Yeah, he did. He did.
My man is God out there.
Yeah. But before that,
shit.
But before that, like the Great Khali Ben, like I knew about him through. Shout out to my Indian dudes, shout out to John Adams, shout out to August Martin. Y'all already know, y'all been holding me down with all those, with all this. My Indian niggas been holding me down. So shout out to my son Go Paul out here, baby. I see you out here defending our country out in Japan with your Japanese wife. I see you out here. But nevertheless, though, listen, my friends are mad diverse. One of them will put a gun to your head. The other one will play you-good with you. Diversity, not the point. But the Great
I know
Khali,
one person that would know that in one person, so I get it.
Right. So the Great Khali,
it must be a Queens nigga thing.
Right. The Great Khali, like they was telling me that he was a cop back in India. So because of his size, he's got that great attention, and he should do movies too. So the Great Khali, the Great Khali, been like making that money for years, son.
He has a school that's popping out there. But one of the biggest things is that you have to understand is that they're doing something that everybody wants and every company should be doing, which is representation of different types of people
and cultures and styles of
and everything.
wrestling.
Because like my homeboy Wrestling Singh, he loves Jinder Mahal because Jinder Mahal is a Sikh just like him.
But I hate the fact that only thing that I don't like that they didn't do properly is actually like, okay, I didn't mind him being champion. That whole, oh my God, he became champion. I was like, whatever, cool. It's just what they did with his reign. They never set him up to win. They never made him look very strong.
He won for the most part.
No, for the most part.
No. I'm not talking about who won.
All that he was the person, I think at that time, one of the only people at the time that was really getting heel heat. Like literally every show you would go to, he was getting booed.
No, right. I'm not saying that, but I just felt that I never felt his. Okay, when JBL became champion, I felt him. I felt his presence. When Jinder became champion, I was just like, all right, I was still behind it. I like the idea, but I was just like, dang. I felt he really got his momentum towards the end. That's when I feel like he really put the characters together, but that injury happened. But then when they put it in a 24/7 thing, yes. I still took him seriously because he was around like the original foundation of 24/7 belt because he made it believable because he took it so seriously. And before he got injured, he was supposed to have a program with Drew McIntyre. That's when, right before he got injured, that little peak, I was just like, all right, WWE finally got it. But overall, I love Jinder. Like,
but the thing is, hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing is, when Jinder was champion, he never had his Batman.
Yes, there you go.
That's the problem. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I can say.
He never had a Batman.
He never had his Batman because everybody that always talks about, oh, this guy's a great heel. No, this guy has a great person to go up against. An example: Edge versus Cena.
Oh, Cena.
How was that?
Or
How is that?
Even Cena and JBL.
But JBL versus Eddie. What every heel has a baby face that you go, wow. Hogan versus Piper. Guys, in the comments right now, name your favorite combination of heel versus face. There's ton of them that you're like, oh my God.
Hogan and Piper definitely was that tail end of like that night. That almost like it was the Hogan and Piper that ended up leading to Hogan and Sting.
No, Shinsuke was cool though, but Shinsuke wasn't. They didn't take Shinsuke seriously. Like
Shinsuke's not a mega baby.
Shinsuke's not a he does better as a heel.
Like for me, that the one thing I always felt that they always had good chemistry. Daniel Bryan and The Miz, perfect.
Absolutely. Well, because
Stone Cold versus The Rock,
those crossed the lines of like kayfabe. So Miz and DB was
one of the
real.
That's one of the perfect. That's beef on site, like.
But that's actually one. That's actually one series that I missed. that I missed that they used to do on the WWE Network was rivalries. And they used to talk about, so they had Hardy and Edge.
Ooh, classic. Yeah, I remember that episode.
They had Vince in Austin, and that was a two-parter. They had, I think they had Shawn and Brett.
Someone said Dreamer versus Raven.
Yeah, that
Okada versus Naito. Edge versus Undertaker, another underrated series that no one talks about.
But why do these work?
Because it's just like it was so.
Because you have a distinct heel that actually gets heat, and you have a distinct face that the people want to win.
I got one. Another old school no one really talks about. Randy Orton versus Undertaker. Ooh, underrated. Dusty
versus the Horsemen.
Yeah.
Oh, Dusty versus Flair.
Don't forget Flair versus Steamboat. Fast class.
Yeah. No, those are all good.
Another underrated another rivalry is The Rock versus Triple H. Another underrated one. Like I just feel that you always have to have a gallery versus enemies. Spider-Man has a gallery versus enemies. Batman, all these superheroes that we learn to love have to have a long list of enemies that to always go against. But the problem is they always pick but so much people. Like I remember that, like calling back to WWE games is when you go into the character in depth, when you set up your universes, you can see who they beefing with. It says I'm beefing with this person, this person, this person. So anytime, any place I be in a match, one of the people I beefing with could come in and attack me, and then I have a feud with that person. Like I miss that in WWE. There's no real like.
But the thing is
that son, the new
we don't want mega baby faces.
Oh,
that's
New
the
Day
problem.
Usos.
We don't want.
It's hard because honestly, the mega babyface typically is the top superstar.
Yeah, but it's not a mega babyface. The last mega babyface in the industry was Cena. So the way that you're saying that a bag of different enemies, when you have a bag of different enemies, the people are gonna say that you're burying a bunch of people.
Oh, I hate that word.
But hold on, let me finish.
Let
me finish. The reason why Hogan was as big as he was, he beat everybody. Like you would come out the territory, do a program with Hogan, and lose. And then Hogan gets stronger. Then the next person comes in, do a program with Hogan, and then lose. Hogan becomes stronger. The only mega babyface that wasn't like that was actually The Rock. Yeah, The Rock was losing.
Yeah,
that nigga be losing.
Oh, he be losing, but the one
and you know what's crazy? He didn't really start winning until he was heel.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Even when he turned, like again back to face, he still was losing.
Because he was But I think also too at the time the fans were so used to him being a heel, them turning him again, it was just like I don't like this. Because then when he
are you talking about Hollywood Rock?
Right.
Oh, Shantice calls that Clone Rock. I don't know why.
But it's the truth. It was right before he did. It was right before Hollywood Rock came out, and he was face.
That's a good one.
And nobody was fucking with him. And then when he got Hollywood, and niggas was like, he was getting heel heat. He was getting actual heat.
My thing is this way. Like I agree, people gotta lose, but you're right.
The thing about it, you don't know who is supposed to win. That's the thing. Like. We can argue that Vader should have won matches. We can always argue about Booker T should have won the match against Triple H. We can argue. There's so many things you can argue about, but it's sometimes you don't know. Another example, and I started going back to his old stuff, even though I can't stand this nigga because of his outside shit, was CM Punk.
Yo, someone said
Bruce. That was bad crazy. But CM Punk had one of the longest reigns in sports entertainment. And he was a mega babyface. Winning all the time. And people don't like seeing that. Unless you're not your average babyface. Like
Which
the
I
only
feel like he wasn't though, because I
he
feel
wasn't
like,
your average babyface.
because I feel like he was still pushing the whole like the system is against me vibe. So
But
that's what
but
got
that
fans
worked.
behind him, right?
But
But
yeah,
then
that
again,
worked.
He's one of
one
the
thing,
few. Like it was like him. Austin did the same thing. Like the system is against me, and that made fans look at you like, okay, I actually want to be on your
But
side.
that's an anti-hero.
but I feel like it worked because he came out that because he came during the dying days of WWE ECW, like not dying days, but he was part of that foundation, and he kind of got that rub from the old school crew, like, yo, he's next up. Like he got that seal of approval. So they saw him through a lot of people came as fans during that time, and he had somewhat success. But at the same exact time, they see what the system had done to him. So all the times where he was just as close, then he got buried by the Undertaker because of something so dumb. Why? Because he addressed the fact that I don't want to wear a suit, but you don't see nothing to see, the type of stuff. So we had his support for so long that he kept on giving us hope, a glimmer that this was a push start, then it pushed him back. Push start, pushed him back. Push part, push it back. So
you know what it is for me? And I've said this before. My biggest thing with CM Punk is that yes, WWE did fucked up shit to you. I'm not gonna lie that.
But they gave him chances. Like they gave him decent stuff.
Yeah, but Dark Knight shit. I'll get to that. I'll get to that, Bruce. One of my biggest things is that be grateful for what the game has done for you. Bro, you're a multi-millionaire from wrestling. That's my biggest thing with him. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Triple H has shitted on him supposedly. Vince but Vince kept pushing him. Everybody for the most part kept shitting on him. All the old heads kept shitting on him. So it worked. His anti-hero shit worked because dude doesn't even look like a fighter. Dude doesn't even look like a fighter, so it worked. So it's great, but my whole thing is always don't shit on the business that made you a millionaire.
Right, because it's a point that it's a time where he just looks very ungrateful, and it's almost disturbing because it's just like, listen, no matter, like, politics is going to be politics, and that's just the business. But at the end of the day, this is still the company that made you who you are.
Austin liked them, but the thing about it, Undertaker fucked with him because Undertaker wanted to do a program with CM Punk.
I'm gonna say this. You know the difference between him and Daniel Bryan? Daniel Bryan always look at the bigger picture.
Exactly.
And when you hear stories about Daniel Bryan, his time in the Indies, they always have the most.
They're in the corner.
Always most paid it forward attitude that they always give him. Daniel Bryan did this. He gave me this tip. But yet with CM Punk, you always hear like some kind of God superior, like I'm better than dudes. Like he took himself a little bit too seriously. He gave back, but it always was just like.
Did he give back? Did he give back?
CM Punk.
He gave back when he felt it was good. It helped him out.
Yes. That's why I felt that
Kofi, but why didn't he fuck with Roman?
Right.
That's my issue.
Well, because he already knew probably going into Roman, they would have buried him. He was not gonna ever sign up for some shit that he wasn't gonna either look good or he didn't benefit from it. So it's a double-edged sword at that point. But he knew if him and Roman ever did this, they would put over Roman. They would bury him beyond belief.
No, they would. But the thing about it though, they wouldn't bury him. Let's go by what my brother just said. Look at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is the perfect example of like, I'm not for the system. Daniel Bryan is my size and about my height. He might be shorter.
I really believe he's shorter than you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you look like a dude that owns a coffee shop in Williamsburg. Let's just keep it a whole ass buck, but you got some muscles on you. When you take your shirt off, it look like you can beat somebody's ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. He like all them kicks and shit. Them shits is real.
Yeah. So, but he can fuck somebody up. We all know that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he knew what the system did to him. So he's like, I don't want the system to do that to other people. That's my thing. Because like my brother said, he's paying it forward. He's like, yo, they did this to me. They're going to happen to you. That's why he's on, if everybody knows, he's on a creative team.
Exactly.
And that's why that's why I love the fact when he started like linking with Drew Gulak, because I was like, okay, there could have been a whole lot more they could have did with that.
By the way, guess who's teaching classes at the PC Center?
Drew Gulak.
Drew Gulak.
And guess what? He put on for Mustafa Ali. He was the one to say, yo, I want like he was 205 Live and got Buddy Murphy, Cedric over there. Could you understand that? Yo, these are good guys. I want them on the main roster.
And they know how to wrestle, and they're charismatic.
Exactly. And that's the difference between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk.
And look at MVP. But look at MVP.
MVP. That's another dude where, yo, he appreciate WWE.
My man came back after the Rumble, said, "Yo, I'm gonna wrestle one more match and retire." And we was all like, "Oh, okay, sad but cool." And then 2 weeks later, MVP Lounge and start low key assembling a whole stable
and
putting niggas on the map.
Right,
that's crazy.
Right. MVP. Wait, hold on. MVP definitely had the same mindset in the Indies. You always hear stories of him helping out everybody. The same people he helped out in Indies, what he do? He's helping them out in the big time. Uses his influences, using his gift of gab of being in these big corporate offices, able to be the guy in the middle to translate what they say and say, all right, they're basically saying this. Why didn't you just say that? Yo, listen, I got you. He is the whisperer for the black community with the white community right there in WWE. He's that gap filler that they need.
But did you guys hear that supposedly Bobby's being protected by Vince?
Yes.
Like he's
But that's from the beginning though. Vince always loved Bobby.
So
Vince
supposedly they're fucking with the fact that they're trying to like get him a big push. But they're holding it in until
they're holding it in because they
come back.
Because Vince really wants low key. That's the thing that kind of frustrates me sometimes with fans, because they'll be like, WWE doesn't listen, blah blah blah, and then when it actually does happen, the niggas aren't appreciated for that shit.
Somebody on Twitter posted something, and it goes back to what you said, Janelle. They were like, it's crazy that WWE listens to fans. It's just that the shit that y'all want is fucking whack. And when you do it, that shit ain't hitting.
Yo,
and I forgot the girl's name. I'm gonna look up her Twitter, but some black girl from the wrestling universe on Twitter. She was like, yeah, like y'all be wanting stuff. They give y'all the thing.
And this shit don't hit.
And maybe creative ain't that creative, but they gave you what y'all wanted, and this shit don't hit at all.
Thank you.
Yo, real talk.
In all honesty, they waiting for fans to come back so they can really do Bobby versus
real
talk.
Brock. Yo,
that's definitely happening.
Yo, I be hearing some people fantasy book. I'm looking at them like, what? That's stupid. Why would they do that? And then, boom, when they do something off the wall where they made what's that dude Santina become IC champion, everybody go crazy. That's trash. Then I'm looking like, boy, you fantasy booked that months ago. In your head, it was tough, but now when they do it, it's trash though, right?
So I got a question for you guys real quick before we move on. My bad, Janelle.
No, go ahead.
I had said this in the Jobber South group chat, and me and Miss Harts were talking about it on one of the lives we were doing, and I couldn't think of anything. She really couldn't think of anything. Can you name 5 people that Vince WWE fired and became a superstar after somewhere else?
Drew McIntyre.
Nope.
No.
Drew McIntyre became a star in WWE.
Yeah. Drew.
He wanted to go to the Indies. They knew he was bringing him back.
Oh, okay, that's different. Okay, Kenny Omega.
You can kind of say that, kinda.
Kenny Omega. Brian Cage.
No.
He still became a star. Like
he's not no star. Don't do that. He's not no star.
You can argue back and forth. But that's his opinion. That's his opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You got one?
EC3. Shout out to Bruce for saying that. EC3.
That they fired.
Raven.
And no, Jeff was a star before they fired him.
Raven. Someone said
Well, Raven was a star before he got into WWE, so that
no, he
doesn't
wasn't.
count.
No, he wasn't.
What?
No, he wasn't.
What?
Brian Polo.
He was one of the pillars of ECW. What do you mean?
Brian Polo. He was a different person in WWE.
Are you talking about his the beginning?
Yes.
Before he became Raven?
Yeah. AJ Styles. No. AJ Styles was never.
No.
AJ never got fired. AJ got hired.
Juice Robinson. Come on, became a star in New Japan.
I give you Juice. Juice is all right.
Juice. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Killing the MLW. Killing it, B. Yeah, Raven old persona was Johnny Polo. Sammy Callahan.
Sammy left.
Oh, yeah, he left. Oh, yeah.
Sammy left.
Oh, Gail Kim. Woo!
Gail left. Gail didn't want to resign.
No. They fired her the first time.
Didn't she come back?
Yeah, they fired her first time. She became a big star at TNA. Then she came back and said, yo, I left. Yeah.
Okay. And anybody else?
Someone
said what?
Someone said Albert.
Because it's his Japan days. His Japan days. Like,
people are saying Cody, but I'm looking like, nah. Cody's just like
Cody didn't resign.
Cody didn't resign. He didn't get fired.
I'm talking about people who are watching,
that got legit
fired because
fired.
What we were saying is that me and Shantice were talking is that Vince. People would say Vince is out of touch, but Vince be knowing who a superstar is.
Oh, like, Lance Archer.
He's not a mega superstar.
He's not a superstar.
Not yet.
He's not a mega superstar.
Yeah.
Everybody, and to be fair, what people are saying, the only one we can argue is Kenny. Nobody else on this list that people have said are mega superstars. Whereas, like, fuck, we ran out of money. And
Kenny with the New Japan entrance this week on Dynamite. But
yeah,
I digress.
Bruce said the Gallows, yes.
Gallows, yes.
But yes, Kenny,
because he was with Punk, and then they let him go.
Yeah,
and then he went to Japan.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. Yep, you are right. You are pushing the line. Y'all pushing the finish line. It went from star to mega star.
No, star and mega star is about the same thing. So who's a star? No, who's a star? Who's a star?
But we did name him though. That is true though.
Lance Archer's not a star. Lance Archer's definitely not a star.
Okay. Lance Archer, I did agree with you with that.
Yeah. The only ones that are stars on that list that so far is Kenny, EC3.
I'll give you Gallows.
Raven, yes, because he was a legend when he got to ECW. Yeah. And Paul figured out what he needed to do with him. So I'll give you Raven. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
We need a 5th more. Who else did we say, guys?
Oh, Juice
Robinson. The only thing about Japanese superstars, they don't need to talk. So it's their wrestling that pays dividend to what they do, to their star power.
Okay, someone said Evan Bourne.
Evan never became a star. And that was because between the injuries and drugs and all type of shit.
Yeah.
John Morrison, yes.
Oh yeah, John Morrison.
Did they fire him or did he leave?
They fired him.
He might have.
I think how he just didn't re-up and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't think he
because a lot of times, people be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna come back."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like,
and the WWE wants to keep them.
That's the whole thing with like even Ambrose when he left, like he rolled out the rest of his contract. And
he did. Yeah.
Like anyone else, I would say within the last like 2-3 years that like either became a star in a different promotion, they didn't get fired. They ran out their contract and didn't resign.
I'm thinking about other people too.
But good job, guys, on the people that are watching.
Someone said Kenta.
Not a star.
Not a star. Good, really good
wrestler.
Listen.
Not a star though.
Listen. There's a lot
of Isaiah Wolf said his contract ran out when it came to Morrison. His contract.
Morrison?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought too. I was like, he didn't get fired.
It's a lot of dudes
because
that
they would have. Because you know what? It's funny because I feel like a lot of guys that have gotten fired, I don't foresee them going back like that, like so fast. Like if John Morrison would have got fired, I don't think he would have not re-signed with Impact and then went to WWE.
So this is something I always say, and this is what Bruce has told me. This is what like other independent wrestlers have told me. And remember when we had Saul on here? She said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is a job. You clock in to do what they tell you to do.
Oh, Tonga. Yeah.
So, he's a fucking beast.
Yeah, another. So there's a lot of.
We got about 6. We got about solid 6 of like, legit. But there could be more. Yeah. It's a job you just come in, but John Morrison wants to do more shit.
Yeah, he ended up doing TV, film. He ended up doing the Lucha Underground thing. He ended up then going to Impact. So I think
Rich Swann. That's because of his girl.
And
that's because of his shorty. He was gonna stay.
And
RVD was a star before WWE.
Correct. And the thing with Rich Swann was that they were gonna bring him back, but Impact gave him a better contract, and he ended up signing with Impact. WWE was going to bring him back because
and they didn't fire him.
And they didn't fire him. They didn't. The contract just ended up probably either being bought out or something, but he didn't. It was because
of the situation with his shorty. But yeah, so like you just come and like you said, like Leo's about to kill.
Yes,
Leo Rush is about to kill.
You know, I look back at that because once again, that's like probably one of the top interviews we did this year. I look back and I was like, did we get worked? Like, did we get Okie Doke on our own show?
Wrestlers are like rappers; they never retire.
Never.
No, I believe. Trust me.
When they say, I hate wrestling, they're gonna get over it. They're gonna get over it.
Listen, I believe. Listen, ever since Brett and Sean into a ring and shook hands, Pac's not.
Pac left.
He's not starting.
Yeah. Pac left. So. Pac left. Pac said, "Suck my dick," and I'm out. But Pac is boring.
Yep. Now it started me. So
phenomenal in ring for me.
Great technical wrestler, hands down. But he don't hit.
Speaking of Pac, you want to move on to This Week in Wrestling?
Sure. First of all, I actually appreciated his mic skills this week, but it was just like I feel like with AEW, it's always one person speaking for somebody else.
Because the rest of people can't speak.
Like nobody can speak for themselves, and I'm just like
the Lucha Bros can't speak.
But it's not even
perfect English when you meet them.
No, absolutely.
It was all right.
No, when we met them, they stayed he spoke clear sentences.
Yes.
Like
but I wouldn't put him on the mic. You would put the Lucha Bros on the mic?
But you said that they can't speak English. That was the question.
If it's the right program, I feel like you should be able to speak for yourself.
When I say somebody's boring, I'm talking
about entertaining.
Not entertaining. And I saw that match, him versus Red. Phenomenal. And we did say his in-ring skills are amazing.
Right. It's not.
Did we not say that, Bruce, that's watching this?
Bruce, you're pushing the goalpost because what we're saying is
he's
not entertaining. No, outside of Mrblacc, because he has a different opinion. But I don't actually, you know what? I don't for myself.
No.
I'm like, and Bruce said those niggas can't speak English. Only one of them can. I remember talking to him. He was like, "Thank you," and that was it. That was the five words you can say to me.
I feel like me.
Come on, son. He can't speak English.
Why don't you talk about?
Had a whole conversation.
Yes, with both of them. They'll say, clear English. Yo,
what did they say? What did they say? Did they legit have a conversation with you? Because when I was grabbing their bags, I was trying to toss them. They're like, no. Because you wanted to listen. Bruce worked with them. Bruce did a match with them.
So Bruce is watching. So how did y'all call the match though? Now I'm interested. So did you call it in Spanish or in English? Because I want to know that.
You had to speak English. Thank you.
Only one of them speaks English, so that means half of them speaks English.
And guess what? The one that speaks English is the one getting the title shot. So I don't understand how you have a whole other random ass nigga talking for somebody else.
Because that's a group. It's a group. But
then again, in Lucha Underground, they didn't speak English. They spoke very broken English, and that was they got the nice fame. So they keep, but then again, they keep the gimmick alive though. They keep the gimmick alive though.
Oh my god! But it just feels like with AEW,
Lucha Underground was really good. Can you watch it anywhere?
Oh my gosh!
How you come out and fight on YouTube?
This guy said,
"What's called? Call up? Oh, you know what, Bruce? I'm not gonna do this to you today. You got it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna act like I know shit. So you right. So anyway, this week in wrestling, guys, what are some things that really piqued your interest this week in wrestling? I'm trying to think. I didn't watch SmackDown on Fridays. Just fucks me up because I never get to really watch it.
I watch it on Saturday mornings, like I'm watching cartoons.
I work Saturday, so it's hard. But I did watch Dynamite, guys.
I think. Tubi.
And Tubi.
Yo, shout out to Jabari.
All the way from Hotlanta.
Oh, y'all gotta call me Blackman for entertainment purposes. All right, Blackman, how'd you call your match, nigga?
Do you want? No, I don't even want to talk to him anymore.
But yeah, what were we saying?
This week in wrestling. What
this week in wrestling? Raw was really bad.
Terrible.
We watched. Oh, he's asleep. I was gonna say we watched Raw. Well, half of it.
Raw was really bad. Raw.
Somebody asked me, was like, "Oh, what did you remember from Raw?" On one of the posts, because I was like, "Oh, Tony, like Don Callis and Tony Schiavone going back and forth on Dynamite was my favorite part of Dynamite entirely." But the storytelling between Randall and Bray,
that's the only thing that's going,
makes it up for all. And actually, I didn't mind the whole Lana and Nia situation either.
Well, I love Nia, so that's not a problem. And I love the fact that they made her injure Lana.
No. Stop. Because if this was damn AEW, y'all be get on that behind. Oh my gosh, it makes no damn sense.
No, but that makes sense.
This Lana and this stupid Lana is women's tag team.
But you know what? They keep but you're talking about her. So that's how you know it's working.
Let me finish, Janelle. Janelle, let me finish what I have to. Matter of fact, go ahead. Since you know what I'm about to say, go ahead, Janelle.
No, I don't. So go ahead. It doesn't matter because the Lana shit is working because you're talking about it.
Let me finish. If it was AEW, you would have said, this is bad booking. This is terrible. No, you would have got on it. It's literally stupid. Why is Asuka even like, yo, now there's two different tag teams. Is Lana supposed to be Lana and Asuka? Then you got Mandy Rose and what's the other girl's name? Like, I forgot this girl's name. Whatever is her name. Now they're gonna be a tag team. So it's gonna be a mixture of a tag team. It makes no sense. It's stupid. They're doing nothing with the women's division. Why can't they have two according storylines for the women's champion and the women's tag team champion? It's dumb. Yes, I'm not saying that there's no positives from this. It gets Lana on screen. It keeps the women busy. But like you always say, let it make sense. Yes, sorry, Dana Brooke. It has to make sense. It has to be more entertaining. Like, it's dumb. I get it. I see the positive, but call out the negative. Because it's AEW, y'all be getting on behind. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But the thing
is, to me, it makes sense though. So that's why I don't see negative in it because it makes sense to me because you have both Shayna and Nia who ideally their ultimate goal is to be Raw Women's Champion. So that's why the whole them going against Asuka, it makes sense. And then probably the breakdown of their tag team is going to happen slowly. That makes sense. And then you highlighting Lana's ass, you talking about her every fucking week, whether it's her being put through a table or her winning against Nia clean, BT dubs. It's different pieces to the puzzle. So granted, it's like when you're building a puzzle and you have pieces and you're putting all the pieces together and you're missing certain ones to complete the picture. Yeah, those are the ones that are missing. But do y'all think Mandy is good?
No, I love her though. She's fine. She's not good. Dana Brooke is sloppy.
I like the other one.
Dana Brooke?
No. What's the other one? That's in Riot Squad.
Liv?
Yeah, I like her more than I like Mandy.
But they're not in Riot Squad together. Why would you mention them?
No, I'm just thinking because I was like, what other white girl?
You're thinking about another white girl?
Yeah, so I was just like, what other white girl that I think is better than Mandy? So I was just like,
there's a lot of white girls better than Mandy.
I mean, I like Ruby Riott is better than all them bitches.
I think Ruby Riott's amazing.
Phenomenal. But
what?
We digress.
I love Ruby Riott.
Yeah, like
Jesus. To go off your debate about the tag team division with the women's, it isn't good. Don't get me wrong, but it isn't bad. It's very mid for the most part,
and it's better than anything AEW's doing with their women's division. So let's not even go there. Let's do that.
Oh my gosh, man!
Let's do that.
They both dropping the ball with the division. Both of them.
No,
I've been saying this forever. If it's not surrounded around the 4 horsewomen, the storylines be dumb trash.
That's
End the story.
Because the storylines are
No. It be dumb trash. Last year around this time, just because it was Charlotte and Becky Lynch, they actually had a legit storyline to that you can actually believe. But now, since they not around, the whole women's division don't know how to function.
Did you watch SmackDown?
We're talking about Raw.
You said the whole women's division. So talk about Raw's women's division.
So what happened on SmackDown then? Since you want to mention it, go ahead, nigga.
So what happened on SmackDown was the phenomenal feud that's going on between Sasha Banks, Big Money Sasha Banks.
Once again, part of 4 horsewomen.
Duh. It's star power.
Oh, once again, you proving my point. I'm mad you said SmackDown. I'm thinking about something else you're going to say about SmackDown.
Okay, then, so because you want to go off about it, so tell me one thing. Who the fuck is a star when it comes to AEW's women's division? Because they got no goddamn star. There's no fucking star in that division. So at least when it comes to WWE, you have 4 stars. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how the fact that WWE's PWI, because everybody loves to talk about PWI, right? How it's ill. How many people are on top of the PWI?
My thing is this: keep the same.
The thing is
so badly.
But the women's division has superpowers, has superstars.
Point.
But the women's division has superstars. The women's division has. What about NXT?
Oh, okay, so if we're gonna criticize, I will say I don't understand why Asuka has the Raw Women's title. I don't understand that. That part is very bleak to me. So listen, it's not about there's gonna be always negatives and positives in anything. However, though, we're not gonna sit here and I'm gonna agree with your brother. We're not gonna sit here and act like that women's division of AEW has a star. They do not.
I understand that, but that's not my point. That was never my point.
No, your point was you were talking about the 4 horsewomen, which is fine, which is okay. But you have to understand the 4 horsewomen are stars, so they're going to circle things around them.
So then why? So you need to criticize Cody. You need to criticize Cody, Chris Jericho, MJF. So because they're the top people at AEW.
I'm not talking about that. Pay attention. Focus on one thing. I'm talking about, y'all be going off on the AEW, doing it all the time. Always talking about that. I said, keep that same energy for WWE. Come on.
Oh, but I can't. I can say negative shit about
I did say it wasn't good. I did say it wasn't good. But the thing about it,
my point. Y'all not listening.
But the thing about it, you're saying.
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying you mentioned star power, all that. I was like, that was not my point.
But
that
the thing is, what I'm saying.
Listen to exactly what my point was. We're not my point was, y'all go so hard for AEW women's division. Y'all curse them out, have everything to say negative every week. But yet when WWE, y'all want to justify. I'm like, listen, outside of them if it's not around them, it's trash.
But hold on.
I'm gonna say this. Back in the day, in the ruthless aggression era, one of the greatest time for women wrestling, it was mad different feuds going on at the same exact time. Impact. They know how to win the women's division. Ever since history, you knew about that. Multi-women going at it. But yet,
let me say something. So when Shayna Baszler was popping, Shayna Baszler comes up from NXT, has a feud with multiple people. So hold on. Asuka Asuka. What's Asuka doing? Asuka still has the title, right? You have Carmella right now feuding with Sasha. So the thing about it, even if it's with, because you know why? That star is gonna rub off the other person. Because if they really wanted to be selfish, they could have just kept Bailey going on with Sasha. Why not put him? Why not move him around?
And the fact that they have Bailey and
it doesn't
Bianca,
matter. At the end of the day, there's other ways to build stars.
So why hasn't AEW built a star then? So why hasn't AEW built a star then? So why hasn't
AEW?
No.
Let's talk
about it because you mentioned it.
I got it.
You mentioned it.
But we was talking about. Listen, we was talking about This Week in Wrestling. They had a tag match with Deb and Swole versus Evilise and Diamante. So they had a women's match on Dynamite, and then you had Nyla come out, run out, and then you had what's the girl name? Red Velvet. That's her name. Because I always want to say like the cake. So they had her come out, and then they enter her into like the little feud they got going on. So they have the thing. What frustrates me is that they have pieces, they just don't use them. Just like how sometimes WWE may have pieces and they don't use them. It's the same thing though.
But WWE is using their pieces. You gotta put a star with somebody else to get a rub, because nobody's gonna care about Carmella if she just feuding with another random person on the roster.
And
that's what makes sense.
Other stars.
But the thing about it, you have 6 stars in the women's division. 6 superstars in the women's division. That's amazing. Most companies don't have that.
In your eyes,
thank you for saying we're better than first. But most companies don't have 6 superstars, let alone 2 women in their company. Like literally, WWE has some of the most marketable superstar women in the division, and they're using them in different spots. What is the problem with that?
So you're saying this? You are definitely comparing Starbucks that could get the best of the best talent to a local mom and pop shop, right?
Oh, so AEW can't? AEW can't? You just call AEW a mom and pop shop. You just call AEW a mom and pop shop. That makes sense to you?
Can I finish?
Because you just call AEW a mom. Let's finish this. I'm in the studio by myself. I can put my feet up because I want to listen to this shit. Please. I'm ready.
Again, let me really break this down. WWE fault is they did not present it. You're not even listening. You know what? This conversation is dumb. Next.
No, I didn't look at my phone to see what the comments were.
Go
All right,
ahead.
so then we'll move on then.
But he's not the only one listening.
No. What you mean? What's wrong with you? Like, yo, we having a debate. You will have my full attention.
I have you have my full attention. And I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at the comments right now of what people are saying.
And plus, he's not the only one here.
Like I said before. You have a mega company and a company who's up and coming. Everybody want to go to the mega company. You could lure them with the best of the best with the money. WWE have a long history where they could accumulate all this talent. AEW just started, so it's gonna take them a while to get the talent that they need. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like that's why I say it's like comparing that. Yo, a mom and pop shop. What I mean by that is like, yo, when something is more on more continents, you could get the best talent. WWE has one in India and all these other places. One state, literally, it is so much more. Basically, what I'm saying is this way. Yo, WWE is the bigger company that had a longer time to collect all these talent. That's all I'm saying that. Literally. So don't make it seem that AEW being here along as WWE. It's a brand new company. It's literally a mom and pop shop because you cannot buy it on the stock market. That's what I'm saying. In that aspect. Can you invest your money? Can you invest money in local bodega down the street? No, but you can invest in Walmart though, right?
But I feel
can you invest your money in Equinox? No, you can't. But it's a mega company, mega gym company. Equinox is a private company, but it's a mega company. So when you speak about AEW being a private company, when everybody in the fucking industry is jerking AEW's fucking dick, when Dave Meltzer is sucking AEW's dick, giving them top of the line stars, when you're doing music videos for your promotion with Little X, a legendary director, when you're on TNT with a deal for every week and about to expand to another second show, you're a mom and pop shop? Yes, you are right. No, hold on. You are right. You can't buy AEW on the market.
And I did say earlier when I said
you can't. But AEW is still a machine. AEW is still a machine.
Listen,
AEW is still a machine, and people want to work for AEW because you know why?
Fine. They're the machine. Boom. But just like someone said, AEW has amazing talent. WWE has amazing talent. Back to the original point. Both companies is not doing the best job with their women division.
Okay. So we'll leave it on that.
That's fair.
That was my
fair.
original point. My original point was y'all go OD hard on AEW when it comes to damn women division.
Every company's not doing their best when it comes to their talent.
I finished. That was the original point. And that was I said that WWE is like y'all don't be getting on them the same exact way.
Yes, I do. When the shit is whack, shit is whack.
When it comes to the women's division, no, you guys don't.
Because it's the best out there.
Yo, listen, y'all literally find excuses for that, which y'all just did earlier. But no,
it's not an excuse. But it's not an excuse though. It's not an excuse because when the shit is bad, the shit is bad. But when you literally have talent that you do not use every fucking week, and you have a women's champion that no one really knows about, I'm sorry. There's nothing you can tell me.
The marketability is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that.
But okay. All right.
Y'all keep on saying these stuff that I'm not disagreeing with you. I never said that.
But what I'm saying, but what you're not listening is that what you want us to do, which is listen, if I have an opinion and I feel that the Lana and what they're doing makes sense to me, that's just my opinion. But it's not to say that down the road or before there was a storyline that to me didn't make any fucking sense. And I was just like, I don't get why this is it. I don't get why they're doing this. And I wouldn't say. Because if I had a problem with it, I would say.
Listen. You put Lana you give Lana a chance. You're putting her with maybe the storyline is not great, but you're giving her a chance. You're trying to build something with Lana. You give Lana a 24. You make her win the Survivor Series.
I did say
I'm
pros from the feud. I did say that.
No, which is fair.
Which is fine.
But what you have to realize is both of them, yes, they both could be better. Absolutely.
Both could be better. But the thing about it, they're trying to build other stars, though. But they're legit trying to build other stars because once you have Sasha competing with Carmella, you're trying to build Carmella up.
You have Bayley going against
Bianca Belair. And you have hold on. But before we finish this argument, Bayley is amazing. Hold on. Let's move because she did some stuff on Instagram coming at Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
Chef kiss, my niggas. Chef kiss.
Yes, I agree. I'm not saying that what they're doing is not bad. Listen, this is my point. I
think Miles just left. I think our engineer was just like, these niggas is going on. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. I'm out of here. He is not in the engineering room at all.
I'm just saying this way. Okay. I can't really say much about it because we are in a pandemic. So the stuff that if it was any normal year, then yes, it would have been like I have more to say, but it makes no sense because there should be a lot more women out. There's a lot of women they have. Naomi.
She's injured. She had that surgery.
Okay, cool. Other women, right? But other women that can't use other people. Just in general, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this way. If it was any normal year, I would have more criticism, but we're in a pandemic. So it's but so much they could do. But I do wish that they would it'll always have to be. This is why after the women's tag division is important WWE because it could build up 2 people at once or 3 people at once.
But they don't have real women tag teams, and that's why I hate the fucking title.
What's the point of breaking up the Iconics, putting them in 2 different separate groups?
Oh, that was horrible. Horrible.
It's trash.
That was trash.
No, but the reason why is because low-key Vince sees more of a superstar in Peyton than the other one.
But the thing is, you should build them up in general. What Vince should have done, and I can agree with my brother on this one, is keep them together and help bring that superpower to the tag team division. But Vince hates tag teams.
But like you said earlier, when people start winning too much matches, they said they burying them.
So it's question. This is for the table. Somebody asked. Bruce asked this.
Oh Lord. No,
how do y'all feel?
Blackman asked
Black
the
man,
question.
smooth Blackman. He asks, "What do you guys feel about Ember in NXT?"
I love it.
She's
I
killing.
love it.
She's doing a
Absolutely.
battle role.
Probably one of the best chess
Yes.
moves they made all year long.
So this is my thing with NXT. NXT is a lot like AEW, where it's just like low key indie on steroids.
But better.
AEW got better steroids.
Yeah.
Like the top of the line steroids.
Rock steroids.
Yeah. That Rock's not on steroids.
Yeah, what's co-sign that?
I was about to co-sign him, my nigga. No, we're not doing that. No disrespect the Rock in any type of way. He is natural. I don't care if he is. He's natural.
You know The Rock is doing his own like liquor ice cream.
Of course he is. He's perfect.
Okay, now you're dragging it.
But is he not? Is he not?
Perfect is okay. Continue.
He had his own balloon at the Macy's Day Thanksgiving break.
That's pretty. That's
you the illest. Anyways, but I feel that certain people should be in NXT.
Yes.
Like, because you don't have to talk as much. Like, you just go out, wrestle, cut a 1 minute, 30-second promo, and you out. Like, your segment is so short.
And she's had, I think, enough time in the main roster where she can come down and like her kind of superstardom kind of rubs off. Because honestly, the match that she had with Raquel Gonzalez, I was sitting at the TV like this, like a little girl, like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh my God. So like her being in NXT is not, I think people always give it a negative connotation when someone from the main roster goes back down to NXT. Because look at Finn. Like, I'm looking forward to Finn versus O'Reilly too. Like, let's get it. Like, so but it's certain people, I think, like even before EC3 went left, if they would have put him back in NXT, it would have been better. But
the thing is, they don't have superstar power there. NXT does not have superstar power, and we got to admit that. Like, I
think that's it. It's not a bad thing, though.
It's not a bad thing, but if they so let's be real. AEW is supposed to be competing with SmackDown and Raw.
What's that too?
No. That's what it really should be. But they're competing with NXT. And NXT wasn't put on as a company. It was a developmental company.
Okay.
So they're really going up against an ex-developmental company that's trying to come into their own.
But that's WWE fault for putting.
No. It is. But the thing is, though, I want to understand the vision for NXT. That's my whole thing. What is the future for NXT?
I mean, I feel like they coming into. I think now, probably more than ever, they're coming into their own. Where I think eventually it should really be its own. Where when they do a draft, NXT's involved in that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like even if they would have did that this year, it would have been so dope. But they kind of did it without doing a draft for them because they had Finn go back down. They had Ember go back down. Who else went back down? So, but I just feel like the goal should be them treating it as like an official third brand. And even them not doing Survivor Series this year, it felt weird because it was just like, that's what made last year's Survivor Series so much better because it had that oomph of like, all right, we're gonna take over. You had Triple H and Shawn leading the march. Like you had more excitement.
So there's a couple of comments on here. If you guys want to read it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jabari from Atlanta and having the biggest
black wrestling group
in the world. He said something. He said WWE chose that fight.
I just said that. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah. Bruce said they need to involve NXT in the Big Four pay-per-views, which they kind of do, but they kind of don't.
They do sprinkles of it. So like with WrestleMania, they had Rhea defend the title, which was dope. They don't have
and Bruce just said that NXT should be on Mania.
Which it was,
right.
I don't know if you pronounce it Jean or Jean, but I know you sound like you a Haitian nigga.
Jean, yeah.
So it's Jean. Jean said, would you consider Undisputed Superstars? Undisputed
Cole,
Superstars.
Yes. The
Star Star, yes, not superstar, not just yet.
Cole, yes.
I
He will
think
be the only
stars.
one.
They're stars, but they're not
But
superstars yet.
I think the kind of thing, and that's why like I love Undisputed, because to me they're one of the realest stables in a long time, and they give me flashbacks of Horsemen, because you have each individual that can do a singles, you have each individual that can actually tag together, you have those elements where you can switch. So that's why I kind of like the shift in where Cole's done everything already. He's been NXT champion, he's been North American champion. Like if him and let's say Strong end up going for the tag titles, that'll be different and dope. So you have that element, but then you have Kyle O'Reilly going for the NXT title again and being in that title picture and that, and knowing he can go in the ring even from like his ROH days and shit like that. Like, so I think it being so interchangeable, it gives it that better dynamic.
Oh, yeah, he's Haitian. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Haitian, bro.
So Jean.
Jean Baquin. Yeah, so you're definitely right. You're definitely right.
Nah, like I definitely agree with though. I think that's the whole purpose of Undisputed Era, where
yes,
everybody, because of now, you're gonna see Bobby Fish going for that North American Championship, you know. So that's good.
Well, Colorado got the best hairline and on the best shape ups in the business, though.
Facts.
Crisp.
He does.
Kyle's held the title with all the members. Yes, he has.
Which is dope. You know, so
Andre, what's up?
What I enjoy about, I feel like, especially NXT, is that they give everybody a little chance to shine on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take away from the bigger picture. Like NXT, so like Undisputed winning War Games makes sense. And then now Kyle doing his own thing, and then the other boys figuring out, even though Bobby's injured and things like that, like they end up doing their own thing, but then always find home, which is together.
Yeah,
which I can appreciate.
It works. It works.
It's the only stable thing that that works outside of Dark Order, because I actually really like the Dark Order. But
also they have AEW kind of does this too. There's an old school booking to it, where you're not on TV every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brody Lee in forever.
He's injured.
He's injured. Being that big, you be getting fucked up. Like, nah, like you're not supposed to be that tall and weigh that much. It's like
it's actually
it's a lot. It's a lot of weight going around. Plus, you're
on your knees.
I don't think so.
Nah, yes it is. Yes it is. The wear and tear on your body.
Listen, man. Listen, man. I think that us humans were not supposed to be this small. Like that's just my theory. I think
O'Reilly is the better. Yes, he is. Kyle is the better wrestler. Yes,
You think humans were supposed to be bigger?
Yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. Because when you hear stories, like I personally think that we was bigger, man. But then again,
we were giant.
What?
Listen, man. I'm into, like,
are you ready?
Nigga said that we were giants.
Are you ready to get your superpowers?
Listen, man.
Yo, December 21st.
Are you ready to get your superpowers, y'all? Yo, if you could get one superpower, what would it be?
Dang.
One superpower?
One. Just
so I can tell. If I see in my head, if I'm in a book, boom, I can go in and out. Yeah, that's what I want.
Sir Wilkins, one superpower.
Telepathic.
I would want to read people's minds.
Like this? Like what?
No, a lot of people.
The thing is, though, that's mad dangerous because you start seeing how people really feel about you.
Facts.
And I don't think people should ever know how somebody really feels about them. That's dangerous as fuck.
That was that movie that Taraji was in with whatchamacallit? What's the one that
they redid it. They redid it. It was a Mel Gibson movie that they redid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's December. Wait, what women want?
Yeah, what women want?
Has AEW done better with Harper Brody than WWE?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Bro. No.
Yeah, you can say yes because they got bigger opportunities.
Yeah.
I will say I like the gimmick more AEW than I did with WWE.
Yeah.
I'll give that one.
Yeah.
The only people, okay, so
because Dark Order is the only thing.
I mean, do you guys want to talk about that?
What?
Who's moved to from WWE to AEW, and do you think that they've done well? Because it's the end of the year. We can do a little bit of that. Thank you, Bruce, for the subject matter.
And then we'll go into our top 5 of the year, which I think everyone would love to hear. So who has transition?
Sean Spears.
Nothing. He was bad as perfect 10. AEW's done nothing with him. They took Tully away from him and gave him to
FTR.
Okay, thank you, because I was gonna say they WWE shit. Took Tully away from Sean Spears and has done nothing with him. Broly only was overlooked because he was working with Bray.
Jabari says we get powers, but Candace Owens, Kanye, the Hodge twins, Diamond and Silk, Alan West, and Ben Carson get powers too. They'll be the supervillains.
Duh.
You gotta have supervillains when you got.
You gotta have a balance, Jabari.
There has to be a balance. Okay, so you said Sean Spears. You said no.
No.
Mr. Black.
I just felt he felt the same. He was a WWE.
Flat, very flat.
Matt Hardy.
I feel like Matt Hardy always
Impact did him way better than both.
But no. I just feel he still got his thing going both in WWE and the AEW. He still did his.
I will tell y'all. That's one of the biggest pops I've heard live was when the Hardys came back in Orlando for WrestleMania. I will always say that. So,
in my eyes, Matt Hardy is his own vibe. Anywhere he goes, he'll get a pop.
He's been, you know what? He's had a really good, like, I don't want to say roller coaster, but it's been a really good ride for him because even like he did the Impact thing, and then they went over to ROH and was, him and Jeff was doing the whole shit with the Bucks, and that worked. And then that's when they transitioned to WWE, and then now he's at AEW. So he's had his own momentum, I think, for like the past few years. Matt
Hardy is better than Impact Mind. All right, no, he's not. Stop.
Goody said that.
Stop.
Let's go. Let's move on to the next one. We have FTR, aka the Revival.
I felt that again. They got taken more seriously in AEW. So it's kind of like a slow uphill, like a slow like they're like rebuilding back their brand, but they always had that respect from the internet. Right now they're just doing like we're free off our contract. Now we're doing a lot of like pop-up shows.
But I think I think
it
was a lateral move.
Run was better than both.
I think it was a lateral move. I don't think they lost anything, but I don't think they really gained anything. Because
the Bucks won, and they shouldn't have won.
But they got that respect from the internet, so I just feel like it's like
the internet will always love them because they're really good.
It's like the stock market is. You can't go wrong with the FTR stock because it'll always have a steady up climb.
So what about Rusev?
Absolutely nothing.
None. He's just flatline. Yeah.
He. You know what? Twitch did him better than both.
Who else moved over? We spoke about Brody Lee. We said I think he got better opportunities over at AEW.
You took him more serious. He to me was, even though he got the TNT title and that's I guess their mid card, but I felt like he had a different he was like a top guy at during that, but it was really because of Cody and stuff like that. So never
mind. Cody, we obviously know that he's the EVP, so he's doing his thing. And
he's about to be a daddy.
Congratulations to them. Who else moved over?
They're gonna have a cute baby. I saw him making that this morning. Who else moved over? I'm so disappointed because Rooster tried to really be like, "Oh, I'm about to do bigger and better things." You didn't really do shit.
Nobody else moved over, right?
John Moxley, Chris Jericho.
Well, Chris Jericho was Chris Jericho. I think
Jericho is on a whole different planet.
I think once again, John Moxley and Chris was a lateral move, just with more money.
And I think a little bit more freedom too.
A little bit more freedom, yeah. But I think it was more of a lateral move because he's just helping other younger stars out.
Again,
Chris what he's done before
is a very safe stock to invest in.
Yeah. When it comes
like the technology that the company gonna come out gonna be. It's like Sony coming out with the PlayStation 5. It's gonna be good money for him.
Well, I think Moxley is lateral, but a slight bump.
Yeah.
I think
people took him a little bit more serious in AEW than in WWE.
Well, because
but I think that's where the little, because I feel the same. I feel like it's But I feel like if there was a little there was a little bump, it was because it was the AEW side.
And the way he came, and then the video that he did before he came there, like
like New Japan, like he definitely set his stock up very, very well though.
He set himself up, and I think it was a lateral but a slight bump in the move. Like you got a new job, same title, but a little bit more pay and a little bit more freedom.
A little bit more freedom. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think it was anything crazy. For the most part, everybody that we spoke about, only
Rusev and Sean Spears.
So disappointed in that though.
Those two are the worst. The best was Brody Lee.
Was Brody, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Brody Lee was the best one out of the whole.
You think? Because to be honest, I didn't even think he had mic skills, and then when I heard my AEW, I was like, "Tell me more."
Well, that's the problem he had with Vince, because he kept trying. He was telling Vince like, "Yo, bro, let me talk on the mic," and Vince was like, "I want you to talk like a Southern guy," and he was like, "I'm from New York.
I'm from Rochester."
Yeah,
like that's not gonna work. And
they talk proper English, like no like New York twang that we have.
They don't.
None of that. Not proper.
Okay, you could say Brody Lee was one person that Vince didn't see nothing in, and he ended up becoming a star.
We said that.
We said Brody.
No, but
we didn't say Brody.
But I feel like there were certain like feuds that he had towards the end that you saw a little bit more, because I do think him being with the Wyatt family, Bray was the front and center of things. But I think once he kind of left that, he, it was always like, okay, another notch.
Yeah.
So, I think they had I think he found his home.
Yeah.
He legit found his home, and I'm happy for him. Cody did the Hogan to Brody. Bring him in, build him up, and let Cody beat him. Then
that's
he started doing
hilarious.
Nothing.
First of all, Brody is injured. He's injured. Yeah.
That's funny as fuck.
But guess what? Because he has such a strong
so stable, is Cody the Hulk Hogan of AEW?
No.
No.
Ooh.
He's okay.
Ooh.
Cody Lee is. I said Cody Lee. My bad. Cody is the modern day superstar. I'm the face of the company, so I will be involved in every possible way, one way or another. Even if I'm not in the title picture, he's a modern day superstar. Which
Mr.
means
Black.
he's a John Cena, which means he's a Hogan. You know what I mean? Like that's what superstars do.
But as far as
for the company,
like, Hogan and stuff like that,
he hasn't had the if Cody does the ultimate heel turn,
yeah, he should do that.
Oh shit!
I think he is.
He get injured immediately. Nah, but they took him off. Then he got injured. Like regardless of what it is, he was still injured though.
And then also too, like,
and besides, like sometimes it's
they
like
only wrestle once a week.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta take people off of TV for a little bit.
See, but my issue sometimes with Dynamite is Dynamite sometimes feels like dark. And then I'll be like, what are we watching here?
Well, because they don't have so this is what it is for me. They don't have that separation of their upper tier talent.
Yeah, they don't.
Where there's no distinctive, like, yo, that's the star right there. Like, there's a couple of people where it's like on the cusp, like Ricky Starks.
Oh my God, love him.
Or potential superstar. Cody, we already know who he is. Kenny, we already know him. But besides them, it's like, huh.
But then again, that's how it is for a lot of earlier wrestling. Because I remember early Impact was just like that. Like, it took them a while to find their footing. And when it got their footing, it was on like
yeah, because it's a collection of indie stars.
Yeah,
so they're trying to build up a lot of people, but it's a rush.
And I feel like again, the pandemic kind of like made people take a real different and wrestling in general. Like, matter of fact, entertainment period, everybody had to take a different approach to everything this year. From rappers, from like motivated speakers, everybody had to pivot a different way.
So, guys, before we do, what time we looking at?
We have some time.
So, what happened?
So, we're not gonna talk about Keith Lee.
What about the Keith Sutherland Lee?
Going to the PC Center?
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't understand why people are in such an uproar. Like, oh my God, Vince is sending him to the. At least Vince gives a fuck about him to be like, listen, I want you to look a certain way, and I want you to still have a consistency in the ring.
But
like,
here's the thing, though. Like, look at Big Show. Like, he sent Big Show to OVW, And Big Show been in the company for years. He got mad WWE opportunities, so much different stuff.
So I just don't. I can care less for people that are in an uproar of, oh my God, him and Otis are going back to the. Okay.
That don't mean nothing.
Listen, when you're a wrestler, you don't stop training.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. A lot of people just don't watch sports. I'm gonna say this. When we go to indie events, you saw Ace Andrew in the ring warming up. You see people saying that, yo, let me try this move just to get to the next level.
Yo, did y'all see Thickums Harden?
Right.
Did you see?
Right. I see in the play.
He is not Thickums Harden. He's out of shape Harden, and that is mad disrespectful.
He is Thickums Harden.
Let me finish. Let me finish. But yet, when we hear the greatness of Kobe, LeBron, all these great basketball players, you know, Shannon Sharp, how they always in practice, busting it just to make sure they get better in the game. We praise them. But when wrestlers got to get sent back to basically get the act together, we get upset. That's why I know there's a difference between wrestling fans, because a lot of them don't watch sports beyond wrestling, because all the greats get better. All the greats.
And they don't stop training. They don't stop. They don't stop. So like him going Skip. I know when he said Shane, I got excited. But that him going, Mark Henry went back to developmental at every stage of his career. It happens. It's just the fact that it was said, like people know about it.
Exactly. And
because guess what? If they didn't say anything and it happened, you wouldn't say nothing. You wouldn't have nothing to say.
You not say nothing to say. And again, Keith Lee is just trying to prove himself.
First of all, Vince, say what you want, but Vince probably sees a whole lot of a bigger picture for Keith. And the fact that they just did the 24 for him out of nowhere, I was like, whoa, where did that come from? And then on the WWE Network, they have the best of Keith Lee. They have the best of New Day. They have the best of Sasha Banks. And it's not even Black History Month, y'all. So what the fuck?
Well, it goes back to what you said. It's people just need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I totally understand it. It's a good thing too, because they're invested into Keith Lee.
Exactly.
So even though the fans are mad, you gotta look at the other side of the coin, where it's like, yo, people love this guy.
They gave him 2 fucking belts.
No, they really love
made history. Like,
I mean, he's big. He's a big dude. You know, Vince lobs all big dudes.
And you know who else? You know, because from watching the 24, William fucking Regal fucking looked out for that man from the beginning of time. That nigga he did 2 tryouts, and they told him no. Well, and William told him from the first tryout, I'm gonna keep looking for you. Don't worry, I got you.
And William really does that, because if anybody knows, I will never forget the day we were at Battle Club.
And he was there in
during WrestleMania week. It's a fucking Wednesday.
I met him, son.
Wednesday night, and William Regal's in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
He's in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Looking for talent.
So if anybody ever questions about the recruitment of what WWE does, especially when it comes to William Regal recruiting, don't.
Like I said before, these are people who don't think beyond the box.
And it's fine. It's gonna always be that
Kobe's
way.
always training. When Kobe went for something, but he practiced that shot, make it go in to win the game. When it counts, it matters. The best of the best go back to training. You saw Bret Hart still training. The Rock still training. Come on.
All right. So before we hold on, y'all put me on Keith Lee. Y'all found that hidden gem. Good. You're welcome.
If you want somebody that reminds you of Keith Lee, shout out to Big Time Yaya. Shout out to him.
They cannot all be main eventers. The majority will be mid-card. It's fine. I don't know. I don't know about that, Bruce, but we'll see. But anyway, before we do sign off, since we are at the end of the year, it's been one interesting year where wrestling has actually been the one constant of 2020. So we are, if you guys have your top, if you have your top 5 of 2020, we're going to give them. I got some honorable mentions because I was like, 5 is not enough. So who wants to go first?
Mr. Black can go first.
How you just made brother in the
Yeah,
fuck like that?
you want to talk?
You love to talk too. You be preaching.
You both like. First of all, we all like to talk, actually. So we just gonna throw that on the table.
But go ahead, Mr. Black. Janelle, go first, because I think he needs to think. Good, Janelle.
Well, We'll go 1-1 and then 2-2.
Fine, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Of course. Randall is in my top 5 of this year. Like, you have the WrestleMania match with Edge, and you guys fucking restart your whole feud out of nowhere in 2020. And then he's always been in the main event picture the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
The shit he's doing with Bray now is so strategic. Like, you really got to be a fan to really appreciate the shit him and Bray is doing right now, because it goes back to even Husky Harris days. It goes way back.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not like number 1, but in my top 5 is, of course, Randall Orton.
Shout out to Quiz for that.
I gotta go. Again, my boy Bray Wyatt. Once again, sticking to who you are. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Once again, him being such ahead of his time, always not afraid to embrace the weird part of wrestling. Now, when his time came up, he killed it. All his wrongs. He made a lot of people relevant again. Daniel Bryan was relevant, but he allowed him to become the person he is today. Mess with Bray, you don't become like, that's a great gimmick. You mess with me, you won't be the same. I will rebirth you. He is the true Messiah. It's funny that he made a Messiah. So Bray Wyatt is my pick, who killed it for 2020.
All right, Sir Wilkins.
My pick is, y'all just don't want to appreciate the man who literally kept wrestling alive this year.
MVP?
No. My man, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So we ain't gonna sleep on my man this year, who literally like,
shout out to my
the only reason why we have wrestling as an essential business in Florida.
Fucking gangster.
Vince McMahon took the bag of money to Trump, was like, "Yo, B,
here you go.
Here you go. You know you in the Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, I'll make you a 2-time Hall of Famer when you're not president anymore." My man, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, he had the whole wrestling business eaten in the South.
He did.
And Vince, and that's the thing I feel like people don't appreciate about Vince. Vince makes you think outside of the box. Like, he'll pull the first card. It's like playing blackjack with this nigga. He'll pull the first card, and then you be like, "All right, how do I play this? Do I take another card? Do I stay with what I have? Do we start again?" Like, so Vince definitely shifts the game, which people don't appreciate. So that was a good choice. That was a solid choice, fellow Virgo. I appreciated that. My second round, the boss, Sasha Banks, absolutely. From the feud with her and her bestie, which I'm mad that wasn't in front of a live audience, because I would have enjoyed that. To even, once again, now, like, her and the shit with her and Carmella, I didn't even think I was going to be intrigued by. But when Carmella hit her with that champagne bottle, I said, this is gold. So for me, and then also to outside of wrestling, Sasha's done, like, TV, her and sneakers, all type of stuff, like branding wise, as a brand, Sasha Banks has definitely taken it another level in 2020.
She's my third, so we won't repeat.
Okay.
So Mr. Black.
Come on, man. Darby Allin. That
was one of my picks.
Darby was in my honorable mention, but
Darby Allin. Once again, I picked the man who's not afraid to be himself. He's been that same exact way since the Indies. You always see him as a daredevil, but yet he's more than that. He's the multi-dimensional wrestler. When he like the little stuff he does. When I fell in love with him is when him versus the Inner Circle, Moxley got beat up, and then he was getting beat up. Then he crawled to his thing, hot tag himself. Then he was a ball of fire. Darby Allin.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you though. When fucking Taz and them put him in that body bag, and then he came back next week on Dynamite like nothing happened. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? But
Classic wrestling.
I enjoy
My son
Darby
came
Allin.
out with my son came with the thumbtacks jacket. Oh my gosh, the little stuff. Darby Allin is my pick.
All right, Sir Wilkins.
All right, this man literally said, "I'm gonna put my dick on the table, and I'm a superstar." Cody. Man comes out for a promo, and he has fireworks. For a promo,
yo,
he has fireworks
every fucking week on Dynamite.
He
this
has
nigga's
fireworks.
entrance is like a pay-per-view. It's literally
bro.
Fire.
Last night
I was like, what show am I watching?
Last night they talked. He had a whole promo for about having a baby.
Yeah.
Bro, there's you know what? I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it because at the same time, the rest of the world, you went out and said, you know what? I'm gonna do this myself, and I'm gonna make myself into a star, and he did.
He DIY did.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna make my own company, become a Triple H in that company, and do what the fuck I want to do.
See, I gotta give Tony Khan to moving AEW to the Nightmare Factory. I mean, that's really on Cody. I don't think Khan had really.
Yeah, you know, Jabari, thank you for mentioning that. That is a great thing because one thing I will give AEW, the South was on fire.
Hot.
The South was on fire. The South was on fire. You can say what you want to say because NWA was gone.
Mm-hmm. Nigga was eating out there, B.
So Tony, like Jabari, thank you for mentioning that because to be real, a lot of Southern boys and girls got some jobs.
They were starving to
They were eating a little bit. Not all of them black.
They
could have been a little bit more black people, but
a little bit more black. But
let it rock.
We getting it. We getting it. My next, because I definitely said Cody, so I won't repeat that. Of course, then maybe we were just talking about Keith Lee. I'm sorry. From even going 2019, pull back 2019 Survivor Series.
I had Keith Lee on my list too, but I won't mention that.
Survivor Series 2019, Royal Rumble 2020, the lockup between him and Brock. That picture, that still picture is worth 1,000 words. And then him going on winning, being the first ever NXT champion and North American champion. Then him getting called up. You know, it's just, and him having his first match on Raw against Randall. So Keith Lee this year, regardless of a pandemic, has really just been, I can appreciate the consistency. And I think that's always, oh yeah, NWA not recording definitely hit me hard because I was enjoying that shit. But my pick would be Keith Lee.
I mean, we gotta go with Bailey, man. Once again, Bailey. Then again, Bailey and Sasha kind of go hand in hand this year, so I won't say.
I didn't want to say Bailey either, even though.
Like, no, you have to say Bailey.
No. I meant like her and Sasha to me. Were like,
okay, that's what you're saying.
Oh, Asuka, yo, Asuka was holding it down. Asuka, B. Once again, Asuka. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, the one thing I will give my brother's been mentioning a lot is she really came into her own this year. You know what I mean? Like she really I like her as a character now.
Yeah. To me, and that's what I said. I never was like the whole Bailey blow up shit. So never was my juge. But I can appreciate a good heel, and I can appreciate the good storytelling between her and Sasha because you saw everything from the beginning. It was literally a story, beginning, middle, and end.
Asuka was
so good, I can appreciate that. You said Asuka. All right, Sir Wilkins.
We ain't gonna talk about my man Roman, the head of the table.
He came.
Hold on. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, "Oh, he came back late," but he was only going for a couple of months, 3 months, bruh. He broke the internet.
Oh, okay.
He broke the internet.
Okay.
He broke the internet.
He did.
He literally saved SmackDown. We ain't gonna talk about that.
He did.
We ain't gonna talk about my man Roman. I know you sitting back, Miss HR, not appreciating the tribal chief
No, because I have to hear about the tribal chief all the fucking time because
But
I'm a certain individual. So I'm tired of hearing about this nigga.
like, it's one of the most beautiful things in pro wrestling
I'm talking about you.
when a person does a heel turn,
But I can appreciate the heel turn.
and then everybody's ablaze. Everybody loves it. Like, the thing about it, he's borderline a tweener at this point.
No, it's not borderline. He's a tweener.
Because he literally his shirt sells out. And it's the most basic shit in the world.
Basic shit. Like some shit you could get from the mall.
And it sells out. And he's put over Jay. I know Jay taking a beating.
So that's the one thing that honestly and I said that I think before that Roman's in the position now to put people over. And I can appreciate the fact that he always wasn't though. He had to get there.
Who?
Roman. He wasn't always in the position to put somebody over. I think within the last, I would say year and a half maybe, he's been in the position now to take that role backstage and in front of the camera and be like, all right, listen, I want to put this person up. Like him putting on his own flesh and blood and people hating him for how he's treating Jay and you still be investing into it. I can appreciate that.
Because SmackDown has become the A show because of two people you guys mentioned, Bailey and Sasha, with Roman. And they all are working with other people and getting them hot.
Yeah, like for example,
I love it.
You forgot that Roman worked with Buddy Murphy.
No, it's he worked with a bunch of people, but right now, Roman went from being hot to being mega hot. Like he's on if WWE does this right, it could be the next superstar that they need in the industry.
Okay,
like he could be on that Cena level.
Okay, as far okay. This is my thing. Roman always put people up. He made a lot of people throughout his time.
Yeah.
But as far as just like that crossover success, Roman's next up.
Yeah,
because
he's this close.
Yeah, because his man The Rock put him in the Fast and Furious movie, and he did some craziness. My son,
that movie was hard. I don't care what nobody said. That movie was fire. Like I want to go to the Samoan Islands.
Yo, I want to go. Yo, the flight. So I went to go see Hobbs and Shaw. And literally in the movie theater, I was looking up flights to Samoa because I was like,
yo, they're mad expensive.
I want to go.
They're mad expensive.
Wild expensive. Like, why the fuck is it so expensive? You gotta first of all, you gotta take a plane to like you go direct to like I think either the Philippines or something, and then you gotta get on another plane. Then you gotta get on another plane to get to the island of Samoa.
Listen,
shit is wild.
I'm doing it before I die. Japan and Samoa.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I feel like I'm part Samoan somewhere.
You're not part Samoan. You're not. You're Haitian. Stop it. Cut it out.
Why they hating on my Samoan genetics?
Because you're not. You're
yes,
Haitian.
I am.
You first of all, you're not. Second of all, you're not. Mr. Black. Anyone else?
Oh, my main man, Seth Kittles, aka Seth the Messiah.
Seth Kittles?
What the fuck? I was thinking like what?
Seth Kittles?
I try to get the name of my son, Seth Kittles.
What?
But I don't get the Kittles part. Okay,
whatever.
Okay.
So my son, Seth Kittles.
Seth Rollins.
Yo, he took full advantage the whole pandemic. No
Shakespeare on the mic.
No anything. He was must-see TV. Not only that, he put over Dominic. He made Dominic look good in the ring. Buddy Murphy, yo, he made himself look. He made Buddy Murphy. I'm sorry, Buddy Murphy. My son Murph, once again, made Murph look good.
No, it's still Buddy Murphy. Don't do that.
Him and Ray, of course, but him and Ray put on classics. I don't care what anyone says. Him pop out his eye out. Love it because you know why? Everybody cry for the Attitude Era. I love the Attitude Era. I love it. I miss it. But yeah, when they give you the taste of it, oh my gosh, that's too much. Blah,
Yo,
blah, blah.
when in the Attitude Era did they give you an eye?
Yo, my nigga, they chopped off Bob Venus' dick off. Almost dead, B.
No, it was alleged. And then it was alleged.
Yo, my son Hungary have a son as a hand, B.
And guess what? Okay, the hand shit, I'll give you.
Come on, B. Come on. All right, come on, B.
I think we'll all go one or two more. This nigga said, "Who is it?" Said, "Who the fuck is Seth Kittles?" Like, well, you trying to figure that out too.
Everybody's saying that.
Yo, this nigga made Kittles go over in an episode. Wow.
So Steph Kittles.
I'll do a quick two. I'll do a quick two, and then I'll do a one honorable mention.
Okay, and then I'll do the same, and then.
So, yeah, I hate the fact that none of y'all said Drew.
I think Drew boring, so I'm not gonna do that.
Drew McIntyre is on my list of some of people that really
Drew boring, but
turned it around this year. Who else? Honorable mention, and I will throw this out there: Rich Swann and Chris Bay.
So Rich Swann was on my honorable mention too.
How do you think about it? With my
you guys can go. You can give one and give honorable mentions. You guys can
go. One.
Mom's looking at me like, yo, I want to go home.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to keep Miles there because I did that to him last
week. My thing is
Mr. Black.
Impact. They are like
in general.
In general, they kept us entertainment at like Janelle Underground for many Saturdays. Impact for just being them.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Honorable mention. I gotta say, Powerhouse Hobbs. Watching his rise, I feel like he's honorable mention because he came cooking late in the game. But you watching him since dark, you always know that he had a buzz to him.
All right, so my last one would be MVP.
Oh yeah,
that's
MVP literally said, "I'm gonna retire," and then next week on Raw, MVP Lounge was renewed, and then he put the pieces together to start the Hurt Business. And at first, I wasn't sold. I was like, "I don't know what we doing. We just gonna put a whole bunch of niggas together and call it the Hurt Business and call it a day." So I was very confused. But looking at it now, and in a bigger picture sense, it's like the fact that he's been able to put black men together and be able, outside of New Day,
in suits,
put them in suits, put them in matches, have them be relevant. It to me definitely took him to it took his value to me a whole nother level, which I can appreciate. Honorable mention is going to be Raquel Gonzalez. She will be NXT champion in 2021. So that is that.
Anything.
Wow. Okay, so for this episode, once again, you guys in the comments below or
season finale.
You can put your
when we coming back, y'all.
You
coming
can
back like the second week of fucking
January. And we got a new remix to the theme song, which I'm excited we can do for 2021, even though Sir Wilkins used it already, but it's okay.
You didn't use it. You didn't say for 2021.
I did, but it's okay.
No, you did not.
I did.
You didn't say. I'll look in the thing. Did she say that? She never said that. No, you said here's the thing, and that's it.
I said let me get this remix before he can't do nothing no more, so we can use it for 2021. It's what I said, but of course it's okay.
You probably said that in your head.
No, I said it to you guys.
I've never heard that.
Anyway, as this is our last episode of 2020, we do want to thank everyone that has supported us even through the pandemic, and we've had some of our best interviews this year. Within the last 6 months. So we really appreciate everyone supporting us. Make sure to always subscribe to our YouTube page and to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the Job of Tears Podcast. Also, make sure to support all of our network shows, including the Mrblacc Show, Your Sports, 2.5 Bros, Sasson Talk, which is really becoming a hit amongst the females. So that's good. And then am I missing anything? Oh, Game Night with Mike and Nelly. New episode coming in 2021. What else am I missing?
Y'all got Trey Songz.
Y'all got Trey Songz on the remix.
No, we got Stan on the remix.
We got Stan the Man. Shout out to Stan the Man.
Yo, special shout outs to Stan the Man.
Oh, and Talk of Champions.
Talk of Champions.
Yo, my son Stan the Man. Ultra remix. Yo, my son.
We get Stan
the Man.
We get Stan the Man to sing. That's over the beat to our theme song. That'll be funny.
Yeah, I low key want him to be on the song though.
Yeah, me too.
I want it to be written by Mikey though.
Wilkins said he wants you to write a song. He said heard you.
Oh yeah, shout out to Black. Yo, if anybody that's watching this, listening to this, I want you guys to go over to Black Thoughts on IG. It's BLACKTHOUGHTZ. He is definitely the cousin of our network.
Listen, draft day 2021 is coming upon us.
With my invite, Mr. Blackman, and I'm Black. You, Mr. Blackman. I'm Mr. Black. Crazy that I never been on your show, sir. Never.
But
well, you guys can figure that out.
We'll talk more when it comes to 2021, when things finally going to open back up to reality instead of us doing a things over shit.
Half-ass shit that we try
but
to do.
Let's do something.
I taking the vaccine?
No.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we got to go because Miles is looking at me like,
Miles got to go. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining us on this adventure ride of 2020 with the Jabba Tears podcast. We appreciate everyone that supported us. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we will see you in 2021.
Eyes open, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes and Noble.